Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the end of yourself, coming to the end of yourself. And so what I'm going to present to you today is 4 of the steps of AA. And if you will, during the rest of your life, remember that whenever an issue comes up, if you'll take it through this process, then over time you can end up dealing with most of your issues and literally come to the end of yourself. Okay, and that is a truly wonderful place to be. So let's look at coming to the end of ourselves. Basically what we're doing is we're going to Romans 7:24 and 25, where he says, "Who will rescue me from this body of death?" Yes, I'm acknowledging I'm in a body of death and I need help. Who's going to rescue me? Obviously, I can't do it. No one else in the world can do it. So I'm going to call on the only one who can. Okay, that's what we're doing in this video. So coming to the end of yourself is a process. It is a process. And so it will always be the exact same process we need to happen in order to be free of the things that we don't like that we're doing, or things that we're not doing and we want to do. There's no other way. Okay? So let's look at these points here. So we're going to use 4 of the 12 steps of AA, but it's important to realize that the steps themselves do not bring healing. Just going through them doesn't bring healing. No. What am I always talking about? The heart. The heart is what the scriptures are about. The heart is what Jesus Christ is all about. The heart is what AA is all about. So it's the authenticity of the heart that will bring the healing. This brings the healing. It's all about the heart. Okay? That is always, you can always go back to the heart and deal with whatever issue. So whenever you're in confusion or pain, anything like that, come to these 4 steps and they will help you. Okay? So here's an example I want to give you of a authentic heart prayer that would be ready for this. I acknowledge to myself and to God that I cannot continue in this way, doing whatever you're doing that you don't like or not doing what you want to do. I cannot continue in this way one day longer. My heart of heart cries out to God for intervention. I, like the father of the convulsing son who Jesus asked, "Do you believe that I can heal?" I too cry out, "Yes, Lord, I do believe, yet help my unbelief." That's Mark 9:17 through 28. Regardless, I choose to trust you to set me free. Pride is banished as I humble myself, acknowledging that you are God and I'm not. I need your help. All right? So step 1 is I am powerless over whatever your issue is. Say it is pornography. Say it's alcoholism. Say it's lusting. Say it's gluttony. You're eating too much. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the sin is or what the problem is or what the struggle is. It matters that you're reaching out for help. That is what is the best thing to do, and that's what's so important. So you're acknowledging I am truly powerless over this thing. I can't stop it. I can't fix it. I can't master it. I'm losing it. In this area, my life is unmanageable. It's out of control. So in this process, you're owning your own weakness. You're saying, yes, I'm only human. Yes, I'm a mess. You're owning it. You're not trying to cover it up anymore. You're not trying to be strong. You're not trying to pretend and deny that it exists. So you're owning your own weakness and you're really ready for God's help. Your pride is set aside. In order for you to say this and to ask for help, your pride has to be set aside. And you know that you cannot fix the problem. You know that you cannot do it. You may have tried everything in the world, all the tips and tricks you've heard from people, and it's just not getting any better. Well, It's only one person who's going to help you. Step 1 is that you are acknowledging that you're weak, that you're flesh and blood, and that you are powerless over this issue. And let me tell you, it is a very good thing to admit that you are powerless. That's the beginning of your healing and your restoration. And in Romans 7:18b says, "For I have the desire to do what is good, but I can't carry it out. I want to do it, but I can't make myself do it." Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is over here. In step 2, we come to believe that a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. So what you're going to do here is you're recognizing Jesus as your only hope. You've tried everything else, and now Jesus is the only thing that's left, and he's your only hope. And you're choosing to trust him in this. If you don't trust him, you need to come back over here to step 1. I am powerless over this thing. Okay, so step 2 is I come to believe that a power greater than myself can restore me to sanity. You're recognizing Jesus as your only hope. 2 Corinthians 12:9 talks about how God's grace is sufficient for you. It's sufficient for all things, and how in your weakness, in this weakness that you've admitted over here, there can be a lot of power and a lot of strength of Christ working through you because you're letting him have it. See? You're coming to the end of yourself by trying to fix it, coming to the end of yourself by refusing to deny it anymore, coming to the end of yourself by just saying, "Who will rescue me from this body of death?" That is the place to be. So there is power made perfect in weakness. Step 3, you're making a decision to turn your life and your will and whatever that issue is for you over to Jesus. It is his now. And you're activating your will by giving this thing to him. I'm giving you my porn addiction. I'm giving you my alcohol addiction. I'm giving you my lust addiction. I'm giving you my shoplifting addiction. I'm giving you my overeating addiction. All right? But in this, you're not going to judge yourself. You don't judge and beat up yourself and condemn yourself here. This is very important. You don't want to judge yourself. Okay? And then Philippians 2:13 is talking about how God is working through you to give you the power and the desire to do his will. Okay, and this process will facilitate God's will being done in your life. And then step 4, with God, I will make, and this is with God and his grace, okay, I will make a searching and fearless moral inventory of myself. This is starting the inner journey, right? The inner journey. You're starting the inner journey in step 4. You're saying, "Lord, let's go into my heart and let's clean house. Clean house in my heart, because I'm tired of all these things happening." Okay? So with God, you're going to make a searching. That means you're going to search. And you're not going to be afraid of anything you're going to find because God's with you. Here you have his grace. There's no condemnation, judgment, embarrassment, shame, hiding necessary, no denial. You just look and see what's there and you say, "Okay, what do we do with this?" Nothing that you find means anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's just something that you need to deal with, and God is leading you to deal with it. So you'll make a searching and fearless moral inventory of yourself, and you'll be starting the inner journey, which is chapter 7 of Ending the War with Myself, which is on my playlist. A playlist, Ending the War with Myself, is a playlist on my YouTube channel. Starting the inner journey. So in the inner journey, you're going to learn that your strong actions and emotions, by strong, I mean on a scale from 0 to 10, 5 and above. Those overreactions, you're going to let God teach you what your strong actions and emotions reveal about how God wants me to grow. And he'll be revealing and highlighting to you these strong actions and emotions to show you where you're wounded and where you need healing. That's where those overreactions are coming from, or where those addictions are coming from a wound. I used to have a severe sugar addiction, and the Lord had to show me that I had severe abandonment wounds when I was a baby up until I was 2 or 3. So that sugar was my primary attachment. See? So that's why it was so intense, and I couldn't tackle it. I couldn't just pull myself together and stop doing it. It was a huge deal, and he led me through a lot of different ways to get rid of it. But now I'm no longer addicted to sugar, and it's because of the Lord and because of this process in my heart, the inner journey in my heart. So you're going to start the inner journey, and you're going to learn, let God show you along the way what strong actions and emotions that happen inside you reveal about how God wants you to grow. Okay? Say, I kept running to sugar and it was extreme, and I would get really upset if someone didn't have sugar. Say I went to go visit someone's house and I was so upset they didn't have sugar. The Lord would show me, well, that's ridiculous. You don't need to be doing that. Come over here and let's figure out what's going on in your heart here. Let's find the wound that's being triggered by this, and you can have healing. And so he will show you in this whole process how he wants you to grow by showing you the wounds. And he may even bring up memories of when they happened. And so Galatians 6:4a says, but let every person carefully scrutinize and examine and test his own conduct and his own work. And then the serenity prayer could be appropriate here. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change in my life and to change the things that I can. And the things that you can't change, the Lord can help you deal with them. And he will give you peace about that. Okay? So this is a look at coming to the end of yourself. And this will happen issue by issue by issue. Okay? It's one issue at a time. And so the more issues you take through this process over and over again, the closer you're going to be to coming to the end of yourself. All right? So I hope this is helpful. God bless you guys, and I'll see you soon.